The time is now 6 o'clock and the September 9th, 2025 Kingsport City Schools Board of Education business meeting is now in session. I'd like to say welcome to everybody. Dr. True, I believe you have a couple of special guests with us tonight.
Dr. Fletcher, I do. Thank you very much. We do want to welcome everyone in person and everyone watching online. I'm going to invite a couple of Sevier 8th graders to come join me, Emma Worley and Callie McCurry. Emma and Callie, if you want to come on up. So we are now about a month into your 8th grade year at Sevier. So how would you say it's gone so far, and what's it like being in 8th grade? You know, you wait through all of your middle school career to get to 8th grade. What's it been like? What do you think, Callie?
It's honestly been really easy. I thought it would be really hard, and I thought it would be like very different from 7 and 8, but honestly it's been way easier than 7 and 6. Are
there classes you like more than others, or do you have any favorites?
Math is really easy. I like all my classes, so.
Sounds like you got it licked. What do you think?
So far, I like 8th grade, but it's been so super easy for me so far.
It sounds like you got two excellent students here that got this thing down cold. So other than academics, are you all involved in any activities, clubs, sports, anything like that?
I just do band.
Just band. That's pretty heavy investment. What do you play?
I play the clarinet.
Clarinet. Are you involved in other things?
I'm also involved in band, and I play the saxophone.
Very nice. Well, we will be anxiously looking forward to your band careers for the rest of 8th grade. And then do you think you'll both go to Dobyns-Bennett and play?
Yes, I think I will, but I don't know if I'm going to do marching band.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yes, but I don't know if I'm going to do it every year of high school.
Okay. You got time to make that decision. Well, we're glad you're here, and thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to ask everyone if you would please go ahead and stand with us. Ladies, the flag is right over here whenever you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies. We appreciate that. Okay. Good luck the rest of the year. All right. It's nice to have you. At this time, our board members will publicly read the Tennessee School Board Association Boardsmanship Standards and Code of Ethics. This is done in accordance to Policy 1.2021 that incorporates the code into KCS policy and specifies the policy to be read aloud annually at the September board meeting. Article 1 states, I will at all times think in terms of children first, always determining how my actions and decisions will affect the education and training of children. I will seek to provide equal educational opportunities for all children regardless of ability, race, color, sex, creed, or location of residence. Article 2. I will endeavor to appraise fairly both the present and future educational needs of the community and to support improvements as finances permit. I will represent at all times the entire school community and refuse to represent special interest or partisan politics. I will endeavor to keep the community informed about the progress and needs of the schools. I will represent the board and the school district to the public in such a way as to promote both interest and support. I will refer to other board members, staff, students, and the public with respect when using social media.
Article 3, Section 1, I will support the employment of those persons best qualified to serve as employees and insist on a regular and impartial evaluation of all staff. I will support and protect personnel in performance of their duties. I will not criticize employees publicly, but will express any relevant concerns to the superintendent of schools for investigation and action if necessary.
Article 4. I will understand that the board makes decisions as a team and that individual board members may not commit the board to any action. I will refuse to make promises as to how I will vote on a matter which should come before the board. I will make decisions only after full discussion of matters at a board meeting. I will respect the opinion of others and will accept the principle of majority rule in all cases and give support to the resulting action. I will work harmoniously with the other board members without trying to dominate the board or neglect my share of the work.
Article 5, my relationship with the incredible superintendent of schools. Section 1, I will support the full administrative authority as well as the responsibility for the superintendent of schools to properly discharge all professional duties. Section 2, I will hold the superintendent of schools accountable for working and requiring staff to work within the framework of policies set up by the board. Section 3, I will understand that the board sets the standards for the school district through policy and that board members do not manage the district on a day-to-day basis. Section 4, I will refer all complaints and concerns to the superintendent of schools and abstain from individual counsel and action in regard to staff members.
Article 6, Section 1, I will educate myself about my duties and responsibilities in current educational issues by individual study and through participation in programs providing needed information. Section 2, I will avoid conflicts of interest and will refrain from using my board position for personal or partisan gain. Section 3, I will uphold the integrity and independence of the position. Section 4, I will become familiar with federal and state education laws and school board policies. Section 5, I will continually advocate for the goals of the school district. Section 6, I will vote and act impartially for the good of the school district. Section 7, I will attend board meetings and become informed concerning the issues to be considered at those meetings. Section 8, I will model civility to students, employees, and all elements of the community by encouraging the free expression of opinion by all board members and engaging in respectful dialogue with fellow board members on matters being considered by the board.
Thanks to each of you for doing that. At this time, I will ask for a motion to accept the agenda, which includes the consent agenda. Once the agenda has been accepted, the board mutually agrees not to discuss any item of business or take any action that has not been accepted for today's agenda. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
Please cast your vote. Were you able to vote? Oh, there it is. Sorry. My delay. All right. Okay, thank you. Melissa, you want to, it's time for Melissa Woods to recognize some of our special students and coaches.
It is a pleasure to be able to recognize these two individuals. So if Stephen and Michelle Baker could please come up. Good to see you guys. In the first 2 months of the new program in 2024, and that is the Unified Bowling, coaches Stephen Baker and his wife Michelle were able to put a team together, and not just put a team together, but win the TSSAA Unified State Championship. Their commitment to this program went above and beyond, and they were very pleased with the final outcome, as were we and the rest of Kingsport. In the 15 months since implementing the Dobyns-Bennett Unified Bowling Program, coaches Stephen and Michelle Baker have taken the program to a state championship, 2024, and a runner-up finish in 2025. The team has been able to have success due to the great coaches, athletes, and partners that have gone above and beyond representing the program. Congratulations and thank you for the countless hours that you all invest in these amazing students. We are so proud of them and we're very proud of you. Stephen and Michelle Baker.
Thank you, Stephen and Michelle, for the amazing job you do in that role. We appreciate you. This is the time when members of the audience are invited to comment on agenda items. If pre-approved by the Executive Board Committee, members of the community may also address the board regarding non-agenda items. In order to speak on a topic not included on the agenda, per board policy, you must submit a written request to the superintendent of schools at least 3 business days prior to the regular meeting. This is not the time to speak about personnel matters, as there are more appropriate ways to which this can be addressed. If you are not sure how to do this, please ask a board member after the meeting. In your remarks, you may not refer to students by name without permission from the parent or guardian. Speakers must limit their time to 3 minutes. Anybody? Nothing? Seeing none, we'll move on to our business items. Mr. Fry?
Good evening. First one we have is the approval of the award of the bid for the replacement of the Washington Elementary HVAC. We advertised for bids on July 26th and opened bids on August 26th. There were 3 bids received. Low bid being $1,998,000 and the high bid being $2,217,810. The low bid was received from SB White Company, and Holston Engineering is the engineering/architect on this project, and they have reviewed the bid and recommend that the board accept the bid from SB White for $1,998,000. I'll say that SB White is the contractor that did the replacement of the HVAC systems at Jefferson, Robinson, and Johnson. We've had good working relationship with them. They've done everything that they can to come in under budget or on budget and on time. I can't really think of any delays that they had at Jefferson or Johnson. There may have been a little bit with some duct detector work that had to go on at Robinson, but it didn't really delay the opening of school or anything like that. There was something else I was going to mention, but they've been very good to work with. Oh, and with all these projects, these are projects that just can't get done during the summer break. So we've had to start these projects in like February and work through the school year, and have had to move classrooms as they worked on these. Washington will create a little bit of a different scenario in that they don't have your traditional classrooms that you can just move a couple of classrooms out and move to the library or the auditorium and work on them and move them back in and then move to the next one. But they've always been real good to work with us and accommodate teachers as much as possible, and so we've had a good working relationship with them, and I'm sure that we'll work through whatever issues that we have at Washington with the principal there and the architect and the contractor. Total project cost will be $2,262,760. We've got an architect fee of $119,880, and you'll remember that we approved an architect contract for this project of 6% not to exceed $240,000 when there was an initial estimate that this project could be a $4 million project. But it will be 6% of the actual cost, which is going to be substantially less than the $240,000. We need to establish a 6% contingency of $119,880. So we recommend entering a contract with SB White Company in the amount of $1,998,000 and authorizing a 6% contingency of $119,880.
Thank you, Mr. Fry. Any questions, discussion?
You said it'll start in February?
I'm not sure exactly when it will start. The bids called for commencement within 60 days. It's going to depend upon delivery of equipment. As soon as we get a contract going, they'll order the equipment. And as soon as the equipment gets in, the work will commence.
But it's HVAC, it's not heat, correct? So, or is it going to handle both?
It's both.
Okay.
It's both. So, but it'll be worked out to where the children will not be without heat.
Okay.
Rest assured. Rest assured.
That's my worry.
No, that'll be accommodated.
Okay.
Just curious, with COVID, logistics were just crazy. And so being able to order and receive supplies, parts, et cetera, has that improved?
It's improved. It's greatly improved. It's not pre-COVID.
Okay.
But it's improved. It's improved greatly since COVID.
Okay, good.
And me in 998, I mean, I would say the prices have improved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm glad we've signed, correct? I mean, as soon as we approve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Want to lock that number in.
The recommended action is to enter into an agreement with SB White for services and payment as presented. Can I get a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
Please cast your vote. Okay, motion passes unanimously. 5.2.
Our second budget amendment of the year, and as I was just sitting back at the table back there, and I was looking through what was in the board docs, and I'm looking again and seeing what's on the screen. So what is in board docs, now I want to apologize, what is in board docs is not correct, or not board docs, but BOE Connect. The ballot health donation, the items are correct, but I had copied some stuff from a budget amendment last year and put it here, and I have two versions of this. And the wrong version I gave to Vivian. So
He makes mistakes. I didn't think it was so.
Not with numbers.
well, the numbers. Well, let's get to item 2. The first item is a ballot health donation for a reset room for Jackson Elementary School. We did Robinson last year. It's a $4,500 donation for Jackson Elementary School, and we had done we did Sevier and Robinson previously. Both of those had $4,500 donations for a reset room for those schools. So we're amending the budget, the expenditures and estimated revenue for $4,500 for a donation from Ballot Health. Niswonger Foundation project on track. We've got another year. We thought last year was the last year of the project on track, but the All-Corps money, they thought they were going to spend all the All-Corps money that they had coming in, and evidently they still have a little bit left. So there is $115,384 available instead of the $149,476 that's listed on your item. And it will be used at Johnson, Kennedy, and Roosevelt. So it's the same high dosage, low ratio literacy tutoring program. It's the same program that we've had for the past at least 2 years, possibly 3 years. I know it's been at least 2 years. But the total amount will be $115,384 to be used at Johnson, Kennedy, and Roosevelt. And the third item is a brand new item, so I couldn't copy and Paste the wrong item. So we've entered into an agreement with Stellar Therapy Services to assist us with a Medicaid reimbursement program. This is a program that we receive reimbursements from Medicaid, or TennCare as it's known in Tennessee, for students who qualify for TennCare services. I asked Ms. Johnston to give me a little bit more information, and that information we uploaded into board docs. So with parental permission, school nurse services that are medically necessary for daily medication administration, diabetic management, catheter care, tube feeding, as well as other health services provided by the school nurse are all reimbursable by Medicaid. So I won't go through and read all of that, but these are services that we've been providing in our clinics. There's really no new services that we're doing. These are services that we've been providing. You have to have documentation. You have to document all of this. There's parental or guardianship permission required on all of this. And we have to contract with a TennCare managed care organization for reimbursement of these services. And we've contracted with Stellar Therapy Services. One of the reasons that we're doing this now, instead of doing it 2 years, 3 years ago or so forth, is we've now, with the ESSER money, well, maybe not ESSER, but there was partially ESSER, and then there was some other grant monies that were made available for our nursing program. But we've invested in an electronic records system that we're now using in our clinics that allows us to electronically keep all of these records instead of keeping them, as Vicki described it to me, on 5,000 individual hand-kept records, that these are now electronically stored and available. And we're paying about $15,000 to $20,000 a year for that medical record services, which this money, now we paid for that initially out of ESSER money or COVID, let's just say COVID money, but ongoing it's planned that we'll pay for for that program out of these monies. So that's one thing that will, so that when I say that the money will go back into our health services program, that is one aspect that it will pay for. You know, it'll pay for keeping their equipment upgraded, keeping their computers upgraded. Nursing retention is another thing that, I mean, we have trouble hiring nurses and keeping nurses, and nursing substitutes. I mean, nurses get sick like anybody else, and if we don't have substitutes to come in, Vicki, she can only go one place at a time. So we've been reimbursed for services that were provided last year. The total reimbursement was $72,524, and these funds came in about a month ago. The net amount that we have to spend is $52,167, with the difference of 30% is the fee that we have to pay to Stellar for their services. So we're getting parental permission as we speak for services that are going to be provided this year. There'll be reimbursements that will be filed and monies will be coming in throughout this year. We'll have to still work with Stellar. Right now we're getting the funds from Stellar. I think moving forward, when we get the program completely up and running, the reimbursements won't be coming from Stellar. They'll be coming directly from a Medicaid reimbursement. And instead of Stellar withholding their fee out of what they send to us, we'll actually be writing a check to them.
So what do they do? What?
They do all of the, well, they just manage the program. We send the information to them.
They're clearinghouse.
They file,
Exactly, they're just.
are they kind of like an insurance filing?
If there's ever like an audit,
Right.
would they be the ones who would manage that, or would it?
I would
come-
think so.
Okay.
I would think so. I mean, they are providing this service for, I'm sure, a number of different school
Okay.
systems.
Okay.
The services they provide, our clinics would not have the resources to do themselves.
Are we not being reimbursed for commercial services for the kids? This is kids with TennCare.
Right.
So there's kids whose parents have commercial insurance. Are we not being reimbursed
No.
for those?
Yeah.
Only for children that are on TennCare.
Currently, no reimbursement is permitted for a student with private insurance.
Is permitted? What, yeah, but what is preventing the?
There is, and I'm sorry Vicki couldn't be here tonight. She had some previous obligations that she couldn't be here. There's probably some legislation. I know that several years ago, when we started, we've looked at this program probably 10 or 15 years ago, but I think there was some legislation that prevented us from getting into this arena. So there's probably some type of regulations that we can get reimbursed from right now from Medicaid, but not for private insurance. Now, that might open up in the future. Now, I'd be happy to talk to Vicki more about that and see if we can provide some more information on that. Yes.
I would imagine that. I would imagine it's because the Medicaid is state insurance, whereas private is, people are paying premiums for that, so why would the money go to the school anyway? Would be my guess. But Vicki would know more.
Right, right.
Any idea of the percentage of our students that are on TennCare?
Oh,
It's greater than 50%, I'm sure.
It's
The majority of the kids in Tennessee are TennCare. That's TennCare's. The majority of those people that are on TennCare are children, I should put, in the state of Tennessee. It's not adults, it's primarily kids. With our socioeconomic measurements. So there.
Any other questions, discussion? Okay. Recommended action is to approve budget amendment number 2 as presented by Mr. Fry. Can I get a motion to accept?
Motion.
A second.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fry. All right, that's the end of our business items. Dr. Hampton, you have?
I just will comment that as we go into our 6th week of the semester, things have gone remarkably well. Our enrollment, we've not had enrollment updates in a couple of weeks. I'll check on that and get it in the board update this week. But at last I looked, our enrollment was within 10 students of what it was last year. That is not the case in every district. We have some districts in our area where they are seeing dozens to hundreds of fewer students this year from last year. And so, again, we're not one of those, but it's something that we certainly want to keep a pulse of. And really, that is that's the most pressing news that I'm working through, which is a wonderful problem to have.
I think it's been great to see a lot of the accolades very visible in our city, not just in the newspaper, but I've seen some of the billboards and things like that. And I think that's important that the community sees the value of our school system and public education. So I don't know who's heading that up. I have a sneaky suspicion they're in this room, but
Well, you can thank Ms. Kinch for that. She has done a remarkable job with that, and you've really only seen the tip of an iceberg. We have we have a publication that is in draft form, but will be printed soon. That what we thought might be a pamphlet is more like a 6-page booklet. We're very excited about putting that out. We're also working on a video release that will come out soon that will not only serve as a celebration of all things Kingsport City Schools specifically learning, but hope that it will also be an employee recruitment tool for future years. And I've seen the preview, an unedited preview of that tool, and it's also quite outstanding. And again, Dr. True is certainly a big part of that, but Ms. Kinch has been carrying the ball, and so kudos to her.
All right. I just wanted to take just a second and just a minute of personal privilege to say that it's an honor to sit here and serve as board president for the next year. It's been a great honor for the last 4 years to serve on this board. Kingsport is my home, and although I didn't go to a Kingsport City School, I'm no less proud to serve our community and our families. So, and just as a reminder to the public that I nor any member of this board wield any authority personally, but as a collective board and body, we serve at the will of the people and to, number one, create policy in accordance to state law that gives our students the ability to be as successful as they can possibly be, and give our teachers the tools that they need in order to make that happen, and to employ the best superintendent that I've ever seen or heard about. So we appreciate Dr. Hampton and his staff. I mean, you know, when people approach me about, you know, things we're doing wrong, things we're doing right, this superintendent and his staff makes our job a lot easier. So we appreciate you, and we appreciate your staff and the families that are engaged in their students' lives, that help them to be successful, and to teachers and their spouses who engage in projects like Unified Bowling to help with those kids whose parents may not be as involved. You know, I've said it many times, I'm sometimes jealous that, you know, I as a kid or, you know, didn't have that opportunity, but I'm certainly proud to support, you know, the teachers and the effort to do that for our kids today. So thank you. Just some dates of interest coming up. We'll have our regular board work session on September 23rd. The month of October, we'll see a regular business meeting on October 14th, work session on the 28th. We will have a joint BMA BOE work session on November 3rd at City Hall, and our BOE board retreat on November 7th, and then our regular board meeting on the 11th of November. So anything further? Any questions? All right, thank you. Roll Tribe.
Congratulations on a great first.